The second thing, by the way, that you can do as a best practice is include some discussions to make sure that your delivery is interactive. So one of the major benefits of a virtual type training program, especially when it's instructor-led, is that a good instructor can make the session really interactive. So a big mistake that a lot of trainers make is that they focus too much on what they're going to say and how they're going to say it. But while they do this, they disregard the interaction with the group. So I'm more worried about my visual aids. I'm more worried about not flubbing something. I want to screw something up, right? And so I'm focusing more on myself, and I'm not really focusing a lot on the interaction with my group. So for example, let's say that like totally unrelated to training, but it's a good analogy for it. Let's say that a man asks a woman out on a date, and the man spends the entire dinner talking about himself, never allowing his date to say anything at all. Doesn't ask her any questions, doesn't get her input at all. It's basically all a one-sided conversation throughout the entire hour or an hour and a half that the dinner date is going on. You think the guy's going to get a second date, right? So with virtual training, it's kind of like you're on a first date, even though you may have done this with the same group many times, but it's kind of like you're on a date with your participants. The more that the instructor talks in a monologue format, the less the group is going to like it. So I typically suggest that instructors add some discussion throughout their sessions. Now, some of you may be thinking, like I was the very first time I tried to do this myself, is it's easier said than done, though, Doug, right? So to help, I'm going to give you a few tips later on that's going to help you get the group. When I get to the tips, I'll give you some tips that you can use to get the group to interact with you and to respond when you're asking them questions and get some discussions in there. So it'll make it a whole lot easier for you.